it's Tammy with Entitled ... Wedding and Event Planning Professional, and welcome to Shades of Fall, Episode 1, Let the Planning Commence. Entitled ... So who do you confide in? I chose to confide in the old husband. He is the person that is involved in this whole shebang of an event. So why is it that most brides don't tend to ask their husband for input and insight? Because sometimes they have the better ideas anyway. However, as the planner, I took the reins, but I did ask for his expertise opinion. We would also sometimes enlist the help of our friends and family, limitedly, depending on what we wanted to, which detail we wanted to cover and which aspect. Okay, so what tools do you need in order to start planning? I want to say that in order to start planning, you need a calendar/planner. Get in there. So the calendar is going to help you keep up with your due dates. Things that you need to know that are coming up or past, or that you need to, be strict about. That's what the calendar will be helpful for. The planner portion of it is going to be helpful for your organization. I'm a physical person. I need to write things down in order to know what's coming next. If it's not written down, and my friends know this, it don't exist. So either way, you can either do this with a physical planner/calendar, or you can use your cell phone. Of course, we're in the 2023 era. I think cell phones are a great tool and resource as well. And then also, you want to make sure that you use websites. You can use the internet and use websites, but make sure you don't overwhelm yourself with the vast amount of information that's out there. There's so many people that have so many ideas about how to plan a wedding. Nine steps to do this, 20 steps to do this. Let me tell you, there's no magical number of how many steps into plan a wedding. It is just all what you prefer and what you want to do. So make sure, like I said, you're using a credible website, as well as make sure you're allowing yourself time in order to use these websites. Like I said in my last series, if you haven't seen it, Behind the Veil, please go look at it on my YouTube channel. My last series, it takes about 9 to 12 months to order a dress. Most women don't know that. Do your research. Know when things are supposed to occur. Because if you are picky and you think that you want to throw this grandiose wedding in the next 3 months, it possibly won't happen. Not to say that it can't, because it can, but it's very unlikely. So, yeah, those are the tools and resources I think you should use moving forward. So when do you start wedding planning? And that is quite a question. There's many people that'll say, oh, you should start planning about 9 to 12 months. But from the perfecting of my craft, I have learned that I can break this down into different time frames. You have the 18 to 12 months before the wedding. You have the 9 to 12 months before the wedding. And then you have the 6 to 3 months before the wedding. Now, this all depends on what you are wanting and willing to do. For example, I knew that I wasn't going to be picky with my dress selection. So I bought a sample dress. It was already in store, good to go. That was one aspect and one element of things that I didn't really even need to worry about anymore, which we will talk about in a later segment. But the details such as this is how you define which segment and ratio you fall into. There are things that you can order almost 2 years out, like a photographer / videographer, and be cool and confident and know that you already have that covered. But like I said, there are some things that are a little bit more time demanding and you kind of can't wait to do them. So it just depends on where you see yourself in a time frame. And this is when I enlist the help of a planning professional to tell you what time frame you are looking at for your wedding and your special day. So where do you begin, might you ask? It is good to begin at deciding whether you need a planner, whether you want to do it yourself, or whether you just want a day of coordinator. We decided on the latter. We decided that because I was a planner, I was able to plan everything leading up to the date of the event. And then we got a day of coordinator, which will be in a following video. It was super sweet and super nice, and she was there throughout the entire day to cover things that I wasn't able to handle. You know, when you're in the throes of everything, you can't talk to a chef. You can't put up your own decor. There's certain things that you really just can't do on the day of your wedding. And I hate the notion that you can do it yourself for everything, because that is one day that you really might not want to do everything yourself. But to each his own. You know, if you decide that you are a DIYer, do-it-yourselfer, and you really do want to just do everything and show up super early and not have to worry about your makeup and your hair like you're going to do it yourself, and, you know, like things like that, I think it's best to get a planner. But like I said, to each his own. Okay, so what are we going to talk about in this series? We are going to talk about hair. Check. Makeup. Check. Decor. Check. Chef. Check. Photographer, videographer. Check, check. Then we have officiant. Check. All right, you get the checks. But we're going to talk about pretty much everything that it took for us to plan this wedding that was so special and so meaningful to us. And yeah, see you in the next video.